My name is Paul Laughlin-Hyde. I'm a senior risk engineer for Risk Tech Solutions. I'm male and identify as gay. My experience at university were actually quite positive. I had a small group of friends, and within that I didn't really socialise much outside that, so in a way it was my sort of coping mechanism to, I had a protected circle and I didn't really venture outside of that, so that was my way of keeping to myself and not really having to bother with the issue that I was gay. So that was more of my issue than anyone else's. I went to university in Northern Ireland, so that was about 15 years ago. I didn't have the confidence to come out to a wider group of people. So in general, I was quite reserved. I was quite, I wouldn't say I was in the closet. I definitely identified as gay. But I didn't really want other people to know too much about my own personal life, so I just generally kept to myself. And I probably didn't get involved in as many activities as I should have. But again, that was just me being a bit more introverted. I've travelled overseas with my job to quite a few countries, and I've worked in Holland, I've worked in New Zealand, Australia, and at times in the Middle East. And I find that experiencing other cultures has been a good thing. I've had a few incidences where there's been not so positive being gay. But generally on the whole, I think people are quite accepting of gay people in engineering. I think the most positive experience has been bringing my husband Justin along to events and people actually liking him more than they like me. That it's just all perfectly normal and no one really cares. And that's with, I've worked in my last several companies in different countries, and it's all been quite the same. And it's just the older I'm getting, I'm finding the world is a lot more accepting, and I don't know whether that's if I'm coming out of my shell or if the world is changing. I think it's a bit of both, or the fact that I don't really care what people think anymore. But I think, yeah, the more exposure of the LGBT community, the more accepting people are in all professions, and there's a bigger push to, no one really cares anymore in engineering if you're gay, I don't think, to a large degree, and I think that's quite a positive thing. I guess the best advice I could give to someone is just be yourself. I don't, anytime, I do a lot of, I work for a small consultancy, so I do a lot of work in other firms, and I wouldn't say I have a big coming out parade, but I definitely don't hide who I am or who my significant other is, and I just say it as if I was straight and had a wife or girlfriend. So if someone says, oh, because obviously I'm wearing a wedding ring, they say, oh, who's your wife? And I say, oh, actually, it's my husband, and that's generally it. I just be open and honest. If you've got a passion for maths, engineering, and science, I would say yes, do it. The opportunities to travel are really good. I've experienced that. The range of jobs that you can get involved in are vast. You can go from pharmaceuticals to railway, oil and gas, renewables, and yeah, you get paid really well. So it's not. I think the impression that people have are hard hats, coveralls, and working on site with a lot of guys, which can be the case in some areas, but that's not. I don't think that's the case anymore. I wouldn't discourage anyone from entering engineering. I think it's quite a welcoming profession.